everybody, and welcome to episode 27 of our weekly live stream. Tonight, we are playing, as you can see, Frostpunk. Let me jump into my notes here, and we'll get started. As I said, welcome to episode 2017 of our weekly live stream. Tonight, we are playing Frostpunk. But before we head into the frigid north, let us go through some news and updates. Due to some technical issues setting up our new gaming machine and dialing in the settings for optimal gameplay, recording and streaming, I have become massively behind on my recordings and edits and such. I believe I went through some of this last weekend, but I'll go through it again. Just as a reminder, because of this, I will be putting our Thursday video series on hold until August, which a couple more weeks and we'll get back started on a regular schedule. This should give me plenty of time to collect content and edit everything so that everything is ready for upload when August 1st comes around. I finally have everything dialed in. I've been working diligently on collecting content for Fallout 4 and our next series, which I will announce in the coming weeks. I've also worked on collecting some more Fallout 1, but I'll have more on that in a little bit. Let's see. As you have noticed, and we're getting into the schedule, I've put off Elder Scrolls Online Elsewhere, and I went from playing Monday, Wednesday, and Friday of it just straight to Wednesday to help facilitate collecting more video. Once I catch up and get some more ground under my feet, I may pick up at another day, but I think we're going to stick with strictly Wednesdays for Elder Scrolls Online for the time being. And once the Outer Worlds comes out, I believe, I'm still undecided though, I believe that will fill that slot unless I decide to just do a straight up game series on it. I haven't decided yet. But be sure to tune in every Wednesday for our playthrough of Elsewhere, and of course every Sunday for this, our weekly live stream. Let's see, when we do get back to our regular schedule in August, we will have some Fallout 1. We may not finish our playthrough as there are some odd quirks to the game that I have encountered. It's been a while since I played it, and during our playthrough I didn't quite follow the questline how they wanted. There's no real direction in the game, as you've probably noticed, not like in Fallout 4, Fallout 3, New Vegas. You know, you get a quest from somebody, okay, here's the quest, you can have markers set and this and that. Fallout 1, it's you talk to somebody, oh, here, can you go do this for me? Sure, okay, and as you're hunting around to figure out where you need to go, somebody else gives you information. And, instead of strictly following some of the guidelines online of other people that have played it and following their progression through to get to the end of the game, I just went at it open-minded, and yeah, it'll get interesting. So I've got some work to do for that. But we will definitely have plenty of Fallout 4 coming in August. I've collected a bunch of videos for that. I've edited them, I'm building up my stockpile, and I have gathered a good amount of content for our next series, which we may take a break from Fallout 1 after the next few episodes that I have and start that series, because I should have most of that done, or all of it done, before we start up again in August, but I will announce that one in the coming weeks as we get closer to August. Last Sunday, I do hope you enjoyed and did not mind the pre-recorded weekly live stream. I will not try to make a habit of that, of the pre-recorded streams, but life happens, I was out of town, and that. So if I have plenty of heads up that, hey, I'm not going to be here for something, I will do a pre-recorded one. They will be far and few between. But we should be good to continue with the actual live streams until we get closer to mid-December when the holiday season starts. I will be traveling again and away from my main gaming computers. As I stated with the Elder Scrolls Online Elsewhere, we are continuing our playthrough of it this Wednesday and every Wednesday to come until we finish it or something else takes its place and we take a break from it. But if you watched last week's Wednesday live stream of it, you would have seen we completed the main quest line and are now specifically working on all the side quests. So we may go through a good portion of them, and if they start to get into more of the base game, sending us out of Elsewhere to do stuff, I will find something else to fill that time slot. But for now, we will continue with Elsewhere on Wednesdays. And as I stated earlier, I'm plugging away at Fallout 4 videos. I may finish a few more Fallout 1 videos. I've got 2 or 3 already done. I may work on 1 or 2 more. But I've been focusing a lot of my attention on the next upcoming series. So stay tuned for more information on that one. As always, we have a Patreon page. If you like what we do here and want to support us in a more personal manner, head on over to our Patreon page and become one of our Patreons. Becoming one of our Patreons gives you exclusive access to our private Discord server and many other unique benefits. All the support will go to purchasing new games, maintaining our gaming rigs, video editing machines, and the like, to give them the crucial upgrades they need to stay up to date and for us to be able to bring you the latest content for all these new games. You can also follow us on Facebook. The link to our Facebook page is down in the description of the video, as is the link to our Patreon page. Follow us there to receive updates on video releases, upcoming content, and much, much more. And you can also follow us on Twitter. The link to our Twitter account is down in the description, and same with Facebook. If you follow us there, you will get the most recent updates on video releases when we go live. I've been trying to post that a lot, being more diligent in posting that. I will be working on the video of the new old gaming PC this week. I have all the benchmark data that I need to finish the presentation. I just need to carve out a section of time to sit down and record the video. I do expect to see it go live this Saturday. That's my goal. So stay tuned for that. I will definitely make a reminder to update you guys on its progress this Wednesday when we play Elsewhere. Alright, that's all I have right now for news and updates, so let us head up north and play some Frostpunk. As always, sit back, relax, and enjoy. Alright, so I've fiddled around with the volume settings because I had... Let me switch to the game screen. Let me restore volume level so you guys can hear everything. It was... there we go. Have to adjust my settings on my end. So, as you can see, we are here on the home screen, or the past the loading screen for Frostpunk. We've got a couple options. We've got a new home, select a scenario, endless mode. If you remember last time we played, we got banished from it and had end of game. So we will probably, plan is to do something different. So we're gonna dive into select a scenario. A new home is the main storyline. That's what we were playing last time. So why don't we try the Arcs and let's see what that is about. Alright, the Arcs. As the brightest minds of Oxford and Cambridge, We have been sent to save priceless seed and plant specimens from the eternal winter. Do we have what it takes to keep the seeding arcs safe? And we get a choice to customize it. We won't. Got the option to play in survivor mode, which we won't. We will just play the normal game mode, and let's get started. Do hope everyone's been enjoying their weekend. I've been enjoying it. Been busy. Again, working, collecting, editing content for you, for the channels, for everybody to enjoy. Definitely putting my new primary gaming rig through its paces, and it is performing exceptionally. I am very happy with it, and hopefully it will serve us a good long time, and we will make any necessary updates to it that we need in the years to come. Alright, the seeding arcs. We have been chosen to safeguard a priceless treasure, the seeds and seedlings of plants from all over the world. They have been deposited in seedling arcs to stop them from freezing, but it falls to us to build a city to protect these precious buildings until the winter ends, however long that may be. The only way to do this is with automatons. We'll ensure the green earth is reborn, even if we aren't there to witness it. Let's get to work. Alright, factory plans. We've reached the generator site, and the seedlings are safely stored in the seedling arcs. We were supposed to deploy automatons to make sure the city can run itself no matter the weather, but the transport carrying the factory plans was lost in a blizzard. We need to build a beacon and send a team to search for it. Alright. What's this? The seedling arcs. Preserve the seedlings. We must ensure the seedling arcs don't freeze. All the seedlings and many of the tropical seeds are very sensitive to the cold. If the temperature in any seedling arc falls below chilly for too long, its precious contents will be irreversibly damaged. Why are we inoperative? Level 1. I don't have any resources. Alright. Let's see. Build a workshop. Alright, so we need to collect some coal. Alright, they've got their own heat, so they are good for the moment. And we need housing. I forgot about that. People. I'll have people to collect wood. Collect some wood. And we need beacon. We're short wood. Okay. We gotta collect wood. We gotta collect coal. We'll work on building some tents once we get some resources. We'll have the automaton collect some steel wreckage for us. Maybe. Never figure out what they are doing. Oh, he's helping with construction, it looks like. Add new research. Do the beacon. Alright, we will research the beacon.
Night is coming. Put down your tools.
Generator online. Alright, we are green for consumption. See what happens. Uh-oh. I will provide some shelter. Nice thing with the automatons is they work through the night. They work 24/7. So hopefully we'll get the beacon built. We'll find the research plans and be able to get more automatons before we have our first temperature drop in 2 more days, it looks like, from the little calendar at the top. And I can't build more. waiting for morning so that everybody can go back to work and we can keep building. And we're running dangerously low on coal. Oh good, there's another temperature drop coming up in 6 days. Or 4 more days. Got one coming up in 2 days, and in 2 more days another drop. Alright, here comes the morning. Everyone should be going to work soon.
Work time. Get back to work.
Alright, there we go. We'll build a couple more tent houses. With this one finishing, we should complete our provide shelter objective. Promise fulfilled. See if we can't get all of our people indoors. And very shortly we will finish part 1 of refine the factory plans. Research and build the beacon. We'll have it researched and then we'll build it, and that'll complete that one. And then we we can send people out to find the factory plant. Alright, our research is complete. Discontent went down. Build the beacon. Got 5 more people that need a house. We need 5 more wood. Get the last few people into a house. Let's see, arc is fine. Coal deposit. Alright, beacon built. We're no longer lost and blind. From now on, our people will be able to survey the icy barrens that surround us, the Frostland. Alright.
Workday ends. It's off time.
Not enough wood. We need 40 wood. Alright, what's going on? The seeding arcs. Storm on the horizon. Captain, with the beacon operational, we can clearly see the storm approaching from the south. It's still some distance away, but we'd better keep an eye on it and make sure we set up the infrastructure needed to heat the arcs before it hits. Okay. Steel wreckage depleted. Let's have them collect wood. Wood's an issue. Wood is our hindering factor. Alright, content is almost gone. Perfect. Looks like we had a blip with OBS Studio here. It disconnected, reconnected. We seem to be back up and running now. Probably an update or something that the computer wants. And wooden crates. Yes, we appear to be back up and running. Excellent. Just a little hiccup. Oh good, it looks like there's a warm-up coming after the day 7. So we're gonna drop 10 and 20. So we'll be down to negative 40 C, and then it looks like a 10-degree warm-up on day 7. I need to build a clinic, but I want to send people out to gather stuff first, so eat more wood and we'll get scouts out and exploring, looking for plans and supplies and people and all the fun stuff. And just a reminder, if you're watching this and your video is blurry, be sure your quality setting is set to 1080p HD. That is what I am streaming in, and anything else makes everything look a bit blurry and that, but 1080p HD, everything looks nice and crystal clear, just like it is on my screen. And if it's not, let me know in the comments, the chat, and I will see what I can do to adjust my settings. But at least on my end, both from primary gaming monitor, the preview screen in OBS Studio, and the live preview on the YouTube page that I am also monitoring, everything looks pretty clear, pretty much the same. Alright, we've got 46 wood. We can build ourselves some scouts. And we will go to the abandoned supplies.
The work shift starts.
Research, gather faster. Hopefully we can gather resources quicker. You definitely need to stockpile coal. So maybe when the automaton is done with wood, once that wood pile is depleted, we'll send him to work on gathering coal, because we're going to need a whole lot of it. Alright, a word of advice. Critical shortage. The number of sick is rising and we don't have enough materials to build a medical post. Perhaps a short burst of effort could help us gather the necessary resources. And we've got open the book of laws and not now. Consider signing the emergency shift law. Alright, emergency shift. Sometimes we have to concentrate on the task at hand at the cost of everything else, or die. After introducing this law, another one can't be passed for another 18 hours. New ability: you can force workers in any facility to work for the next 24 hours. The downside to it is using emergency shift will rise discontent, and discontent will slightly rise. It's a necessity.
Hear me. New
So we will
law in the
introduce
city.
it. Build health, and we need 25 wood. We've got 19. 21, 22. Our scouts will reach the abandoned supplies in 10 hours. A little over 10 hours. Oh, we need a cookhouse, don't we? Coal pile depleted. Gathering post resources depleted. No gatherable things in range. Let's dismantle the building. And we will move it. Alright, resources. I don't want two of them. Build a roadway. Oh, look at that. They're gonna gather wood and coal. Steel wreckage. More wood. More wood. Got trees. Build a lumberyard.
Night is coming. Put down your tools.
25 wood, almost there. I forgot we already built one. We didn't need to build another one. Alright, our scouts are going to be there in 2 hours. I'm going to have a temperature drop shortly. And hopefully things don't all go up in smoke. 40 minutes, which is only like a few more seconds. Alright. Abandoned supplies. Our supplies are covered in snow and ice. They seem undamaged, but we'll have to dig them out to be sure. Alright, let's search the area. Alright, abandoned supplies. We covered treasure. We spent hours hacking at the ice to free our supplies, but we did it. We were forced to abandon them once. We're not doing it again. Doing it again would be unforgivable. Let's see. Site discovered, broken automaton, and mountainside cavern. Take resources. Let's go to the broken automaton. Be there in 13 hours. This wood pile's almost depleted, and we'll send him to gather coal. Alright, we're gonna have a temperature drop shortly. Discontent rises, but we feed the people. And discontent drops as people are fed. Perfect. Dropped less than it went up. Wooden crates depleted. Send the automaton. With morning comes the temperature drop.
cold is coming.
Yep, drop 10 degrees.
Get to work. Move, people. There's plenty to do.
Scouts will be at the broken automaton in just a few minutes. Alright, our scouts have reached the broken. Search the area. Only the top of the automaton is sticking out of the snow. Digging it out will take some effort, but should be worth it. Broken automaton. Malfunction repaired. This automaton was left where it broke down. Thankfully, we've managed to dig it out and fix it. We can now send this fully operational automaton to the city. Sites discovered: Lost Dreadnought and Icefall Mine. Let's send the automaton to the city. And let us send the journal. Oh, that's what we read. So let us send our scouts on to the Lost Dreadnought. Automaton will be there in a day. Alright, Call Thumper research has been completed. Aha, that is where they go. Alright. We have them for when we need them. So what else can we research? Sawmill, because we're going to need wood. Just doing a quick check of my weather here, and it looks like we've got some pretty big thunderstorms starting to roll into the area. Depending on how they go, we may have to make this a short playthrough, or a short live stream rather. But right now it looks like the sun is still out mostly, but there are storms coming in. So, we'll see what happens. We'll play as long as we can. Alright, the sealing arcs. The sealing arcs might freeze. Captain, in a few days the temperature will drop. Our sealing arcs will be in danger. We have to keep them warm with heaters or steam hubs. I see. I'm guessing that's something I need to research. Heating. Heaters will be easier because steam hubs consume. I believe they take a steam core. Power. We will research heaters once. I'm gonna make this containerize again. Nice big. Well, you've got research to do. We need stuff. Most of the people here seem to do is complain. Alright, our scouts will reach the Lost Dreadnought in 4 hours in-game, which means probably about 3 or 4 more minutes. And the automaton is slowly making its way to us. We'll probably have it here in the city in 10 or 15 minutes. And we will put it right to work. Our sawmill research is complete. Let's do research on heaters so that we will be ready for the temperature drop. And our scouts have reached the Lost Dreadnought. It Let's see, we'll get coal, steel, wood, steam cores. And there's technology to acquire here. Alright, Lost Dreadnought. Factory plans. We rappelled down into the crevasse, listening to the ominous sounds of the ice crackling under the weight of the steel behemoth. After an hour or so of searching, we find the document safe and retrieve the factory plans. We must get them to the city as fast as possible. The weather is getting worse by the minute, and we need automatons to secure the city and seeding arcs before the storm hits. Sites discovered: empty shelter and windswept snowfield. Alright, we're going to take the resources and we are going to send them back to our city. And they're coming back with, looks like 50 coal, 100 wood, 131 steel, 4 steam cores, and the plans. They're traveling, following a known route to a surveyed location, and they'll be to the city in 19 hours and 20 minutes. Our automaton will be in the city in 22 hours and 5 minutes. Alright, factory plans found. Excellent. Now we can start setting up the automated infrastructure to keep the seedling arcs at a safe temperature. Bring back the plan, set up a factory, and increase the number of automatons to 3. Hope rises. Alright, so we need to build a factory. Sawmill. I think I need the research factory first. Let's see. Heating, resources. Hot house, medical post. More scouts, lighter scout sleds. Don't see. Tents, medical post, cookhouse. Don't see factory. Uh-oh, one of our people has died. Emergency shift. Death of overwork. One of our people died suddenly during an emergency shift. We don't know what happened, but it's likely it was a heart attack. And we've got end emergency shifts for today, or we must make sacrifices to survive. See, all emergency shifts currently in progress will end. Hope will rise slightly, or discontent will rise. We need those heaters, that's what they're researching. We'll let discontent rise. A word of advice. First death. One of our people has just died. Sickness, accidents, and deadly cold will keep claiming lives in this harsh world. We need a way to dispose of the body. Alright, if we open the Book of Laws, we consider signing the cemetery or corpse disposal law. Alright, cemetery will establish burial grounds so we can lay our dead to rest with dignity and respect. Alright, we'll get a new building, the cemetery. Hope will rise slightly. No risk of disease from unburied bodies. Each burial will keep some people from work for a few hours, and we'll have to establish a cemetery. That seems like the most humane thing to do.
Hear me, hear me. New law in the city.
Build a cemetery. as the skies start to darken around me. It may actually miss us. Or miss me. There we go. There's 10 out of 10 people working on it. I was gonna say, I've got 15 people. Why is nobody building? Everybody was asleep. Oh, I see. You gotta bring the factory plants to the city, then build the factory. Okay, so the plans for the factory to build them are with the scouts who are on their way back. Okay, makes sense now. Helps to read my little notification quest fulfillment thing. Alright, cemetery established. The cemetery has been established. Now we can put our dead to rest. Hope rises. And discontent drops a bit. Alright, heaters researched. Use heaters to heat workplaces during working hours. So if we turn, so I don't forget. Oops. We'll turn all our heaters on, seed arcs on. Ah, come on. How much coal has he got left? 146. Okay. We'll take 50 wood and we'll get to the next tier. Probably in about 4 or so more minutes our scouts will be back, and 8 or so minutes probably the automaton we found and repaired will be back in the city, and we will have 2 of them in the city. Our consumption is still well below. We use 240 a day and we produce 440 a day, so we're about 50-50. One person sick and being treated. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Oh, look at that. We'll have a temperature drop in the morning. and then a temperature rise the following morning, and then we'll go a couple days and we'll drop back down again. But with the plans found and everyone making their way back, we should be able to weather the coming temperature drops quite splendidly. Alright, only a few more minutes for our scouts.
Workday ends. It's off time.
Alright, Scouts number one have returned safely to the city. They bring 50 coal, 100 wood, 131 steel, 4 steam cores, and 1 factory plant. We shall send them to continue exploring to the mountainside cave. That amount of coal will last about 3 days and we're nearly full. Coal pile depleted. Is that the automatons one? It is. Let's see, resources. We'll increase our capacity for coal. Alright, our automaton has arrived. New arrival. Automaton reaches the city. Sir, an automaton has reached the city. It's fully operational and ready for work. Excellent. Have him collect wood there. Have this guy collect coal over here. Build tech. Build a factory. Alright, a word of advice. Steam cores. We have just used our first steam core. Steam cores are a necessary component in advanced technology. We can't manufacture steam cores in the city, so let's hope that our scouts find them during their expeditions. It's okay, we've got plenty of them. We've got 6 of them. We've got 2 out of the 3 automatons that we need, so we only need to build 1 more, which means we'll use 1 steam core, and we'll have 5 left over for this particular set of quest instructions. Alright, here comes our next temperature drop, which should bring us down to -40. But we've got our heaters on, so our seedling arcs should be okay. Guess we'll find out.
Wrap up well. The frost is here. Work time. Get back to work.
Alright, our factory is finished and we have started building our last automaton that we need for our current quest instructions. We've completed bring factory plans to the city, build the factory, drawing boards research. So we've just unlocked tier 2 or tier 1 of our research. Resource depot upgrade. Resource depots will now store 50% more resources. That sounds important. An operative because it's too cold. That's okay because we don't have any food for you guys to work on. Control will still last about 3 days. Which is fine because we're gonna warm up, and then I can turn the heaters off to conserve some coal. And we got a temperature drop and then a rise again. Automaton's almost done. Alright, autonomous city. The automatons are performing admirably. Now we have to make enough of them to automate all critical operations in the city before the storm hits. It's the only way to ensure the seedling arcs will be supported during the storm. Alright, autonomous city. Employ at least 2 automatons in the coal industry, 1 in the steel, 1 in the wood, and at least 1 in the raw food industry. That's easy enough. Alright, the Automaton Project, Fundamental Research. Certain engineer is asking for a day off to study an automaton closely. The automatons can be improved. They may be the principle of our technology, but we learned how to make them. We can surely learn how to make them better. If I take a closer look at any machine, I can adjust it to improve its performance. Why should it be any different with them? I carry on with the project. Okay, I can add another one. What we need to do is source coal thumper. We'll put the automaton to work there. Aha! They've reached the mountainside cave. Wood and raw food. Alright, mountainside cave on the verge of collapse. This cave could collapse at any moment. It's no wonder it hasn't been turned into a permanent shelter. We'll take what we can and leave before we're trapped in here or worse. We're gonna get 161 wood and 36 raw food. Let's send them back to the city with the supplies, and we'll send them out again. Because we need the food. Work on building another automaton. Okay, resource depot upgrade. They depleted the crate. 100 steel, 100 wood, 50 coal. Alright, we'll move him to the coal thumper once he's depleted this pile. Scouts number 1 have returned safely to the city. They bring 161 wood, 36 food. Send them out to the Icefall mine. Wooden crates depleted. We warm up from -40 to -30.
Get to work. Move, people. There's plenty to do.
Alright, that coal pile will be depleted shortly. Alright, we've got a coal pile depleted and a regathering post depleted. So we will dismantle the building because we don't need it anymore. The automaton project. Test subject needed. Sir, the engineer working on the automaton project is back. He wants to borrow an automaton. I'm close to a breakthrough. I just need an automaton for a day, and I believe I'll be able to propose specific modifications that will raise their performance permanently. He can have an automaton. Alright, steel work has been researched. Let us research coal mining. Alright, coal pile has been depleted. Wonder if I can employ an automaton here. Oh, it's the coal thumper that's going boom.
Night is coming. Put down your tools.
I can. What if that counts for coal industry or not? Oh, we'll find out when he gets there. doesn't look like the gathering post. Gathering coal is part of the coal industry. Okay. Good to know. Scouts have reached the Icefall Mine. Alright, the mine is at risk of being buried by an avalanche at any time. It must have been abandoned long time ago. Coal and steel. Let's explore and see what we get. Judging by the equipment, it looks like this mine was constructed before the Great Winter, possibly by the first prospectors to explore the area. The general disarray inside the building suggests that they were abandoned abruptly, presumably due to some sort of earthquake. Many valuable resources have been left behind. 206 coal and 98 steel. Take the resources and head back to our city with them. We have, for the first time in my life of playing this game, no discontent and more than 50% hope. That is a first. For now, we'll have people run it until we have enough steel to get this automaton in waiting out, and then he will work it, and that will clear off or employ at least one automaton in the steel industry.
End of shift. Go rest all who can.
Chili. Chili.
Get to work. Move, people. There's plenty to do.
Chili. Chili. Okay. I'm just waiting on the research for the hothouse so I can build one of them. And then I will build another automaton to run that, and that should complete the employ at least one automaton in the raw food industry. And I'll be down to one core, which I will use to build a coal mine at the second open spot. And I will move the automaton from the coal thumper to the mine. I will let the one that's at the gathering post gather up what's left from the coal thumper. And I think I'll dismantle the coal thumper and see where we can go from there. At least that is the plan I'm running through my head. And oh boy, day 13 coming up, we've got a nice big cold drop. We're going to warm up to -30, we're going to go back down to -40, and then on day 13 we're going to drop 20 down to -60. Alright, we'll have to give us some time to prepare, but not much. Alright, the Automaton Project, a huge success. Sir, the Automaton Project is complete. Automatons can now be produced at lower costs and used in medical facilities. We learned to modify the automaton with precision attachments, allowing them to work on the most fragile things we know of, the human body. It also turns out we can remove some non-essential parts. Well done. Medical automatons researched. Nice. You're making it so we can use these things for everything. Hothouse research is nearly complete. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Alright, hothouse researched. Well, we need to build it first so I can turn the heater on. Should probably build the automaton for it now.
End of shift. Go rest all who can.
Alright, new automaton has been built. Let's send him to the hothouse. I can start generating more food for us, as we are down to 7 meals, or rations, what do they call them? Food rations, we're down to 6. Which means... need to put people to work again. So we don't run out of food. Let's see. A word of advice. The search for steam cores. Captain, we've run out of steam cores. We know there are some industrial ruins to the north and south. We might find more steam cores there. Misty Valley discovered. Southern path. Alright, once we research there, we will send our scouts there.
Workday ends. It's off time.
Alright, our scouts have reached the empty shelter. A distinct spot in the Frostland. We can use it as a waypoint for further expeditions. Empty shelter, new landmark. Our search hasn't uncovered anything of value, but we may be able to reach some more promising locations from here. Sites discovered: industrial ruins. Let's check out Misty Valley, because we know there should be. That's down in the bottom left. Search for steam cores. Reach the South Pass or Misty Valley. So we'll head there. The temperature's gonna drop in the morning. Get some research ready to go in the morning for when work time begins again. I figure we'll probably go for another 30 or 40 minutes and then we'll probably call it a night. We've been going for a little over 2 hours now, so see how things go.
Bundle up. It's getting colder. to do.
Alright, the city is autonomous. Excellent work. The seating arcs are now being safely maintained by the automatons. All critical operations are secured, and we will have time to spare before the storm hits. If we had to have a shot at surviving, we have to gather as many supplies as we can. I'll turn the heaters on there. We'll be gathering resources in a minute. Alright, we've got to build 5 houses. Disband all expeditions. Uh-oh. The automatons. A letter of thanks. Sir, an engineer is here to see you. He has a letter to you from his team. My workers asked me to deliver this. They're plain people, so it reads like bad poetry. But here's the gist of it. They want to thank you, sir. The sight of the automatons working tirelessly in the inhuman cold where previously they toiled and suffered is something worth living for. I am glad to hear that. Alright, I need to build 5 houses. That's easily done. Disband all expeditions. Easy enough once they reach there, they'll come back. Gather 8,000 coal. We're well on our way to that. And gather 500 food rations. We're at 104. 103. Alright. So I can work on building houses. That is simple enough. That'll get us 3 of the 5, and we've got 16 days to do all that. Medical post upgrade researched. Excellent, excellent, excellent. See, what else can we research? Research bunkhouses. Oh, I wonder if the build 5 houses is referring to bunkhouses, not tents. Well, we'll find out. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 tents already. Possibly, maybe.
End of shift. Go rest all who can.
Amputees? Somebody got amputated? Yes, it does look like it. I bet you this is a notice of it. Heating problem, cold homes. Excuse me, Captain, some of our people are concerned about the low temperatures in their homes. They quite sensibly point out that it's easy to fall ill when it's cold and ask you to address the problem. Let's heat some of the homes, let's heat all the homes, let's heat some of the homes. Oh, it's right, tents don't have the automaton. Serious accident. Sir, there has been an accident. An automaton has stepped on a man, crushing his leg and crippling him for life. People argue that the automatons should walk more slowly and carefully, even at the cost of their efficiency. See, if we slow down the automatons, hope will rise and efficiency of automatons will fall by 10%. Let's slow them down. Yes, it means bunkhouses, not tents. We don't need... Don't need them. We'll make discontent rise because I need this researched so we can... Because that one I've only got a short amount of time to do. Uh-oh, what now? Emergency shift. Refusal to work. A man assigned to an emergency shift has refused to work. He said that he's already worn out and he doesn't want to end up dead like one of his friends. If we let him work, this man will not work for 24 hours. Discontent will rise slightly. Discontent will rise. Fine. Either way, discontent rises. Guess what? I will replace you. You are not needed. Our scouts have reached Misty Valley. Alright, the air here is still. The trail ahead disappears in the milky haze. Even in the middle of the day, it feels like twilight. Let's explore. Misty Valley Safe Passage. A narrow path we were investigating led onto a large flat landscape. The snowy plains we have discovered seem promising. We've already observed a dozen places worth exploring. Sites discovered. Lone Boulder. We've got, let's see, we have to scout the plains, and so far we've found 111 coal, 81 steel. Yes, we continue our search for steam cores. Alright, bunk houses have been researched. And we'll start upgrading the houses. This should fulfill the make homes livable because I believe they get a +1 heat for insulation. So this is killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Aha, it does. Excellent. That one.
Move! Time to get to work.
But it doesn't fulfill the build 5 houses. Is that 5 more? Oh, let's upgrade these 2 to clear that one away, and then we'll build one and see what happens. Beacon report. A figure in the distance. Sir, we've noticed something in the distance. A small black dot in the white desert moving slowly towards us. It's possible it might be a survivor. We will wait and see. Alright, now we'll do our experiment to see if building a bunkhouse gets rid of one of the build 5 houses. Oh, we've got another. The automaton, stuck automaton. Sir, an automaton has entangled itself hopelessly in its assigned building. We can't free it without partially dismantling one or the other, and that means shutting down either the automaton or the building. Let's see. Automaton will be unable to work for the next 12 hours. Let's shut down the automaton. Okay, that didn't work either. I wonder if... Oh. I got it. 70. Alright, I see what we need to do. Alright, emergency shift. Food for overtime work. Our people are becoming less and less committed to their work. Perhaps we should at least give them extra rations while they're sweating blood on emergency shifts. From now on, emergency shifts will cost food. Hope will rise. Sure. Don't plan on doing any more. Alright, and we've got a big temperature drop coming. Alright, sawmill upgrade researched. New research. Scouts have reached the lone boulder. Alright, let's explore the area. Lone boulder, new landmark. Our search hasn't uncovered anything of value, but we may be able to reach some more promising locations from here. Sites discovered, a stone ship and steam lorry. Stone ship, steam lorry. Sounds promising. I think we're gonna run into a problem. So we're gonna drop down 20 degrees soon, and the seedling arcs are already chilly. And they're gonna drop below chilly. Haha, promise broken. Would have been fine if the temperature didn't drop so drastic. Overdrive is not doing what it needs. Ceiling arcs are in danger, Captain. The temperature in one of the ceiling arcs has dropped too low. If we do nothing, its precious contents will be lost. Freezing. 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 Alright, we'll have to, once this research is done, upgrade generator range. Although it might be too little too late. New Manchester, cry for help. Sir, an exhausted man has reached our city, badly frostbitten and with a harrowing story to tell. He says he's come from a nearby city called New Manchester. It's inhabited mostly by workers and their families, but their resources are running out and they are in trouble. Fearing the coming storm, they sent a scout team to look for help. He's the sole survivor. He begs us to help his people. We must find out more. Alright, finding a way. Scout the Frostlands and find New Manchester before the storm. 14 days. New arrivals. Survivors reach the city. Sir, a group of survivors has reached our city. They are tired, they'll need a place to rest, a bite to eat, and perhaps some medical attention, but they are ready to lend a hand however they can. New Manchester. Saving the messenger. Captain, the man who arrived from New Manchester is in critical condition. If he doesn't get help right away, he'll die. He could be our only chance to learn more about the city. Let's hope we can save him. Oh wow, even with the heater on it doesn't help. A word of advice. Treat the gravely ill. One of our people is gravely ill. If you sign the radical treatment law, the gravely ill will be treated in medical posts but may undergo risky amputations as a result. Alternatively, you might sign the sustain life law to keep them alive until we build an infirmary. Alright, we've got radical treatment. We'll try everything to cure the gravely ill, from invasive surgery to amputations. Gravely ill will be treated in medical posts. Hopes will rise slightly. 30% chance to gravely ill treated in medical posts will be left as amputees. Discontent will rise slightly. Or the sustain life. We can't cure the gravely ill, but we can at least keep them alive. We won't risk dangerous amputations with radical treatment. The gravely ill will be kept alive, but untreated in medical posts. Hope will rise slightly. Discontent will rise slightly. The gravely ill will not be treated and remain a burden. The gravely ill will take up beds. I think radical treatment is the best way to go.
Hear me. New law in the city.
The dangers of the cold, losing a limb. One of our people has undergone an amputation. Working in the freezing cold left him with such severe frostbite there was no other choice. We must do something. Consider signing care house or... Alright. I can't sign another law in another 17 hours. We will take care of that when we can. Mild frostbite, gravely ill. Alright, New Manchester helping at what cost, sir? Some of the people are restless. They argue that with the storm closing in, we won't be able to succeed in our mission and help New Manchester at the same time. They understand it's a difficult decision, but they want to know what your priority will be when we have to choose. We can't abandon people in need. Discontent will rise. I won't endanger our mission. Hope will fall. Can't abandon people in need. Alrighty, I think we're gonna end it about here for the night. As with last time we played Frostpunk, we will pick up where we left off with tonight. And it looks like our next scheduled play of it is the 3rd Sunday in September. So we'll have a good amount of time before our next... To improve heaters. Before our next playing of this, but when we do join it, come back to it again, we'll pick up right where we left off right here. And go from there. So I just want to... The dangers of the cold frostbite. One of our people has become gravely ill due to frostbite. Keep happening if working such cold. Yes. So, we'll end it here for the night. I want to thank everybody for watching. And just a reminder, if you like what we do here, head on over to our Patreon page. Link is down in the description of the video, and become one of our Patreons. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. And I will see you all again on Wednesday while we continue our playthrough of Elder Scrolls Online elsewhere. Until then, have a great night everybody, and keep on gaming.